Hello beautiful, welcome back. For today's video, I wanted to do a foundation showdown between the Pro Filter foundation from Fenty Beauty and the Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation from Urban Decay. Now the reason why I wanted to kind of battle these two foundations is because both of their claims kind of sounded similar, which is pretty interesting, and both of these are a little bit darker on my skin tone, but this will be perfect for summer since our weather in New Zealand is going into summer. I have written down the information that I've gathered between the two foundations. So we're going to start with the Fenty Beauty. First of all, this comes in 50 shades. It gives a soft matte finish. It is long wearing. It has a medium to full coverage. It claims to be sweat resistant and humidity proof. It feels light as air, and also it diffuses pore, and it is shine free. So basically whenever I wear this foundation, I don't set my face at all, and I find that it gives the most natural finish as opposed to me setting this down and it kind of looks a bit cakey on certain areas. The Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation, however, this one comes in 50 shades as well. It is long wearing, it is lightweight, and it gives a natural skin-like finish. It is waterproof, which on Fenty Beauty it doesn't say that it's waterproof. It minimizes the appearance of pores, and it gives a medium coverage. So basically majority of the claims are somewhat similar. The only difference is that Fenty Beauty is a lot cheaper, so this retails for $60 New Zealand, whereas the Urban Decay retails for $66 New Zealand, which I think in New Zealand is pretty expensive, but if you were to convert it to US, this is probably one of the like mid-range price when it comes to higher end brands. We are going to move on to the application. So both of these foundations gives me a decent coverage, but I do find that the Fenty Beauty gives a lot more coverage than the Urban Decay. So I think I am going to use the Fenty Beauty on this side, mainly because I have a lot more problems on this side, like acne healing, whereas this side right here, it's pretty much alright except for a few blemishes and also like some discoloration. For primer today, I'm just gonna use the ordinary primer. So I'm almost out of this, and I have been using this for every day and it won't die. In Fenty Beauty foundation, I'm in the shade 310, which is definitely a lot darker than my skin tone at the moment, because when I purchased this it was around summertime, but I kind of prefer having a little bit of a darker foundation because it works great, especially for my discoloration, and I could always lighten it up with a concealer. So I'm going to apply one pump on this side of my face. I am going to use a brush this time because the first time that I did the foundation showdown I used a beauty sponge, but I feel like with this kind of formula, brush is a lot better. So the foundation blended out super duper quick, and the formula is a little bit liquidy. I am going to build it up a little bit more, and also I am going to put the foundation side by side to let you guys know what I mean by them being so closely similar to each other. That's two layers, and this breakout right here is pretty stubborn. It's still peeking through, but overall my skin looks pretty even. It feels lightweight, and it actually set down to like a soft matte finish. Now the light is hitting on this side, that's why it looks a little bit glowy, but looking in the mirror it is actually matte. So I think I am going to use a little tiny bit just to cover this stubborn breakout right here. So here is the foundation, and here is without foundation. I really like how it feels like my skin. It's pretty covered. If I did get a shade lighter, I feel like it will immediately match my skin tone, but at the moment it's a little bit dark, but it's nothing that we can't fix with a concealer. On this side right here, I am going to apply the Urban Decay weightless foundation, and again I am going to use a brush. There's a slight difference in the tone of the foundation. This one appears to be a little bit more on the neutral side, whereas the Fenty Beauty has a very golden undertone. This is the weightless foundation with just one layer. It did a good job in covering my concerns, same as the Fenty Beauty. It looks like my skin, and I feel like the Urban Decay feels a lot more lighter than the Fenty Beauty. It has a natural finish and it doesn't set as quickly as the Fenty Beauty, which I actually like a little bit more because it gives me enough time to really buff it into the skin, whereas the Fenty Beauty, once it dries, I kind of have a difficulty on trying to buff and blending things around. So I'm going to go with another layer just on the areas where I need coverage. Mind you, this side of my face does not have as much problems as opposed to this side. I have no idea why I have been only breaking out on that side of my face, but it definitely is looking a lot better than what it looked like a few weeks ago. Color match is not too far off, but I could definitely tell that this side right here is a lot more like golden, and it's pulling a little bit of like orange tone, whereas this one right here is very neutral, so it pretty much looks a lot like my skin. In terms of the shade match, I feel like I prefer the Urban Decay rather than the Fenty Beauty side, but if I look from afar, they're pretty much both similar. I'm going to show you what I mean by them being closely similar with formulation. So here is both of the foundations. Here is the Fenty Beauty side, and here is the Urban Decay. So the Urban Decay has more neutral, kind of peachy undertone, whereas this one right here is very, very golden, which when it comes to like my summer shade, I actually prefer a lot more golden tones as opposed to a more neutral, because sometimes this right here can make me look a little bit ashy. But right now, since I'm a little bit pale, I kind of like the more neutral tone. The time right now is 12:31 p.m. so I kind of started this review a little bit late, so I'm going to do a wear test. I'm not sure how long for, but I already know that everything will go on top of the foundation smoothly because I've been wearing them alternatively. So I will come back and check in with you guys once I finish my full face of makeup. So here is what my face looks like after I've powdered and applied blush and concealer, and so far it's looking good. Like, I can't really tell the difference in between, but I am loving it. And the time right now is 1:13 p.m. so it took me roughly about half an hour to get this full face on, and I could say that there's actually no difference when it comes to the makeup at all. Now I lightly set my face, so I'm going to wear this makeup throughout the day and I will let you know how it goes, and at the end of the day I will share with you my final thoughts. Hi beautiful, the time right now is 7:02 p.m. so I have been wearing both of the foundations just under 7 hours, and I could definitely tell you that it's doing incredibly well. I'm a little bit shiny on my cheek area and my forehead, but on my chin area, both of the foundations accentuated my dry patch, which is this one right here, and it's looking a little bit cakey on the mouth area, which is a given because usually super matte foundations do that to me. But the fact that I did not set my face fully with a translucent powder, both of the foundations did really well. When it comes to price, I would probably gear towards Pro Filt'r foundation, mainly because it's $6 cheaper, and you could also get it from Sephora whereas the Urban Decay one is a little bit high up there. It's around $66, but when it all comes down to coverage and how it wore, both of the foundations definitely did incredibly well. It's entirely up to your preference. The only downside is that if you have dry patches or dry skin, I don't think that the two foundations will work best for your skin, because these two foundations that I have tried are geared towards on the oilier skin. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this foundation showdown. Please let me know other foundations that you wanted me to compare, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.